12. The 6 o'clock news starts right now.
And new at 6, Governor Greg Abbott issuing a new executive order on vaccine mandates. That order states that no entity can compel anyone to get a vaccination against COVID-19 for any reason, quote, of personal conscience, religious belief, or medical reasons, end quote. That includes employees and customers.
The governor also adding it to the third special session agenda. In a press release, Governor Abbott says the executive order will be rescinded if the legislation passes. In a quote, he said, the COVID-19 vaccine is safe, effective, and our best defense against the virus, but should remain voluntary and never forced. End quote.
3 people rushed to a hospital. One of them was serious injuries after a shooting on the east side of the city.
It happened this afternoon at the Pecan Valley Apartments along East South Cross near W.W. White. Patty Santos live with more on what she's seeing out there. Patty.
Yeah, there's been some chatter from people that rent in this apartment complex who tell me they are concerned about some of the things that they're seeing, but they are reluctant to speak up because they don't want to get kicked out. Just today, San Antonio police say a man walked into an apartment unit and shot a man and a woman. When the suspect was leaving, police say he shot another man, then that suspect took off. All 3 victims were taken to the hospital. Police say one of the victims is in critical condition. The other 2 are expected to be okay. Police believe it started over an argument, but they're not saying much more. They do have one person in custody, but they're trying to determine if they're a suspect or just unrelated incidents. We have tried to reach out to the apartment office for questions about some of the concerns residents have, but we have not been able to reach them. We did reach out to the city, and we know that they can get involved if community members are having issues at a private complex. The chief says they have not had any calls about this complex.
They can certainly reach out to the safe officers. They can reach out to my office. There's any number of places they can reach out to for if there's concern about that here. But I've not heard any such thing.
We did talk to staff at District 3, and they tell us anyone who has concerns about the safety in their neighborhood can call their district's office or 311, and they can get safe officers involved. We'll have more information for you coming up tonight on the Night Beat. Live in the East Side, Patty Santos, KSAT 12 News.
All right, thank you, Patty. New at 6, less than a year after the first COVID-19 vaccine got its emergency use authorization, the first oral medication could be only weeks away from getting that same approval from the FDA. If so, molnupiravir by the drug maker Merck would be the most revolutionary new weapon against the pandemic since vaccines. The federal government already has agreed to buy enough capsules for 1.7 million people, the hope being that the prescriptions would be free of charge. Jesse DeGollado says Merck's results were so promising the drug maker ended its clinical trial earlier than expected.
None of the more than 700 patients in the Merck trial had been vaccinated or even hospitalized. But within 5 days of experiencing COVID-19 symptoms, they were given its new antiviral medication, molnupiravir.
4 pills twice a day for 5 days.
After being on the regimen for about a month,
about half as many ended up going to the hospital, and there were no deaths.
Compared to 8 who had died while on the placebo. Dramatic results apparently showing Merck's new COVID pill prevents severe disease.
Potentially hospitalizations and death if given to the right patients and at the right time.
If those findings hold up under scrutiny by the FDA, it's believed emergency authorization will help adults with mild to moderate symptoms who are at risk of severe disease or hospitalization. All they need is a prescription from their doctors. Much easier, he says, than undergoing IV infusions of monoclonal antibody treatments.
We should be allowed to make our own decisions.
And even though many still don't trust the vaccine to prevent COVID-19, will they take medication to treat it?
You know, if they're willing to seek out something that requires an IV infusion, I would expect that many of them would also consider an oral medication.
He also expects the review by the FDA will shed even more light on the promising new Merck antiviral pill.
We'll learn more information about the medication, the data, and then what they end up recommending for its use.
Jesse DeGollado, KSAT 12 News.
Over the weekend, Southwest Airlines canceling more than 2,000 flights. Today, the airline canceled more than 300 more, causing backups all across the U.S., even here in San Antonio. As of this morning, at least 7 flights had been canceled at San Antonio International. We spoke with frustrated flyers at the airport this morning. One woman having trouble coordinating a way to get her 14-year-old stepdaughter home, who's flying alone.
We were freaking out. We've done drug a 2-year-old out of bed at 3 o'clock in the morning trying to catch another flight.
Southwest Airlines has blamed bad weather in parts of Florida as well as air traffic control issues for the mass cancellations. But the FAA says there have been no air traffic shortages reported since Friday. Now the airline is saying they're still recovering from the staffing shortages over the summer.
When it comes to a morning murder on the north side, SAPD homicide detectives are starting at square one. Officers say the victim was driving a pickup when he was shot and killed. Then the truck crashed into a fence outside a home in the 1600 block of Hermine Boulevard. As Katrina Weber reports, the search continues for clues about his killer.
The sound of gunshots is what first got neighbors along Hermine Boulevard up and worried around 7 this morning. By the time San Antonio police arrived, they found a bit of a different scene.
There was another call where this vehicle crashed into the fence over here.
Officers quickly found that inside that crashed pickup, there was an even bigger concern. A man who needed medical help.
They arrived at this location, found a 51-year-old man shot once to the side.
That man, the driver of the truck, was taken to a hospital but later died of his wounds. No one in the house was hurt. Detectives quickly were on the case, now considered a homicide. They spread out throughout the neighborhood, knocking on doors and looking for clues. Among other things, police are still trying to find the shooting scene. Although neighbors heard shots fired in this area, police say they're not exactly sure where this happened.
This is the beginning of the investigation, and we don't have all the details as of right now.
At the very least, they hope they'll find surveillance video to help shed light on what happened and who caused the death of that driver. Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
San Antonio police hoping for some new leads in a murder case from last year. 29-year-old Shaniqua Brown shot and killed at the Starcrest Apartments on Northeast Loop 410 near Harry Wurzbach. It's on the city's northeast side. It happened early the morning of July 12th. Officers say Brown and her husband were sitting in their car when a dark colored vehicle drove up next to them. Someone got out of that car and shot and killed Brown. If you recognize this vehicle or have any information that may lead to an arrest, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers at 210-224-STOP.
SAPD also looking for a couple of suspects they say stabbed a man during a late-night robbery on the north side. They say the man was leaving a store near the 900 block of Vance Jackson when he was approached by 2 guys on bicycles who demanded money. That was a little after 11. We're told the victim handed over $10, but the suspects demanded more. When they didn't get it, one of the suspects lunged at the man with a knife. Officers say the victim managed to grab that knife but was injured doing it. The 2 men then rode off on their bicycles.
This Monday morning commute, pretty rough for people headed downtown from the city's north side after an early morning semi crash. It happened a little before 3:30, the southbound lanes of Highway 281 near Hildebrand. According to police, the driver of the big rig lost control right after the Hildebrand exit. Sliding sideways, the cab pushed out onto the embankment. It hit a support column. The trailer broke loose and rolled over. The cargo spilled all over 281. That blocked the southbound lanes until around noon while crews cleaned up the mess. The driver taken to the hospital in stable condition.
The date has been set for the runoff election to fill the vacant state representative seat in District 118. Governor Greg Abbott selecting November 2nd for voters to decide between Republican John Lujan and Democrat Frank Ramirez. One of them will complete the term of Leo Pacheco. November 2nd, also the same day as the state amendments election. Pacheco resigned to take a teaching position at San Antonio College. Ramirez and Lujan were the top 2 vote getters last month, but neither got that 50% required to win outright. Lujan got 41% of the vote. Ramirez got 20%. Early voting begins next Monday, October 18th. You can see the sample ballot for this race, along with all the races happening that day, on KSAT.com.
All right, a rainy Sunday night turned into a beautiful Monday.
Absolutely, and that's because we had a weak cold front move through, and I bet you felt the difference from yesterday to today. It was a gorgeous day outside. Let's take a look at what happened today. We got up to 83 degrees. Fairly average, and we received more than an inch of rain last night from those showers and storms. That did unfortunately help mold to go up, elevated in today's pollen count high. Now the aquifer unfortunately is down 0.3 of a foot over the last 24 hours, but this week we do have a good chance for rain, especially Wednesday night into Thursday morning. Unfortunately, maybe too much of a good thing. We'll talk about the potential for heavy rain and flooding coming up in the forecast.
KSAT 12 presents another Day of the Dead story. Building the Ofrenda. Brought to you by Toyota.
Ofrenda means offering, and on November 1st, these altars welcome back our loved ones to the world of the living. They're built with many pieces and parts, and each of them has a specific purpose. The sweet smell of incense is a great way to guide a soul back to the world of the living. It's also believed the smoke will elevate your prayers to God, purify your loved one's soul, and ward off evil spirits. An ideal location is on the bottom level beside other elements of purification. If you can find it, use copal incense. Made from a tree sap, its sacred scent can be traced all the way back to the ceremonies of the Mayans. Tell your loved one how much you miss them by lighting some incense. And hopefully your abuelita won't judge you this time.
Two motorcyclists killed in a crash this weekend after one of those motorcyclists collided head-on into a pickup truck. That's according to Comal County officials who are still investigating this crash. We speak with the wife of one of the crash victims who shares his story and her message of awareness for road safety.
New week, new Monday evening commute. Let's take a look at how things are going out there right now.
Samuel.
Traffic and everything, but there's still a lot of traffic this evening. This is 35 and 1604 this evening here as we look at the TransGuide view, and we are seeing some slowdowns there between Loop 410 and New Braunfels. So let's take a look at that on the map. We had a crash here at Wiedner Road, so we had a backup 4 miles. It's getting a little bit better, less of the red, more of the orange, but still something to watch with the slowdown. So let's take a look at that. Traffic time there, 49 minutes between New Braunfels and 410 this evening. So that's a long time. Only 24 minutes if you're heading northbound. So if you're leaving San Antonio going northbound, that's a lot better of a commute this evening. Still watching the situation at the Crossroads area, I-10 at Loop 410, still slowdowns there. So watch out for that. So there's give you another traffic time. Bonus travel times this evening, folks. 46 minutes now from downtown to Bernie if you're leaving town, and still major slowdown all the way back to Hildebrand here on I-10 to Loop 410. So 33 minutes from downtown to Loop 1604 this evening. So if you're heading out on I-10, might want to take an alternate route, maybe go around this, because we've seen this slow down for about an hour now, more than an hour, 15 minutes now. So watch out for that. One more travel time. I left this in there. 5 minutes each way on Loop 151 between 1604 and 410 this evening. So that is looking good. Also have some issues on 281. We'll take another look at that coming up in the next half hour.
Thank you, Samuel. Meanwhile, let's take a look outside. Sky 12 right now. Beautiful day. I mean, you walked out and you're like, okay, this is fall.
This is fall. I know. I almost didn't want to say it, but yes, it feels like fall. And those changes, though, we're not done with changes.
Did I just mess something up by saying it? Because it's going to go to like 100 now? Is that what you're saying? Like
well,
I jinxed it?
I hope not.
Okay.
Fingers
all right.
crossed.
I hope I didn't jinx anything.
You know what, Steve and Myra, we are going to see humidity return really quickly overnight. So, yeah, there's that. The bad news there.
So that's what you messed up.
Right. It's all your fault, man. Okay, but the good news is we have a real deal cold front headed our way before the weekend. And so it's actually going to be the coolest it's been so far this season. And we'll have pleasant temperatures in the 70s for highs rather than in the 80s. So that's on deck. But first we have to get through the return of humidity. Outside right now it feels great, but look at this. Overnight, whoosh, humidity is going to return, and you will notice it in the form of clouds even by midnight tonight. We'll be looking at temperatures falling to just near 70 degrees. It'll be muggy around midnight with cloudy skies. And then by tomorrow morning, there's actually a strong possibility that the commute will be a bit damp with drizzle and light rain in the forecast. And you can see there on the FUTURECAST that indication there. And then throughout the day tomorrow, really only isolated showers and storm are possible. It is, however, tomorrow night that we're going to need to watch the Rio Grande very carefully for a complex of thunderstorms. This is going to be pushing east overnight tomorrow night into Wednesday, likely making it to the Alamo City by about the morning commute on Wednesday as well. And even in spite of the fact that we have those rain chances over the next 48 hours, our much better chance for rain and even flooding rain is going to be Wednesday night into Thursday. But for the day tomorrow, for your Tuesday, again, cloudy, a damp morning commute is possible, so give yourself a little extra time there. And then a 20 to 30% chance during the day for isolated showers and storms. It will be humid tomorrow, and it will be breezy. Winds will be from the south at 10 to 20, gusting up to 25 miles per hour. And then in the evening, we'll be watching those storms develop out west. But as I just mentioned, better rain chances Wednesday through Thursday, Wednesday night through Thursday. A potent upper level low with that cold front that's going to arrive by the weekend is going to combine with moisture from a hurricane, and not from the Gulf. It's actually going to be from the Pacific Ocean. Right now we've got Tropical Storm Pamela expected to strengthen into a major hurricane before landfall, then have enough strength to move across the mountainous terrain of Mexico and move through south central Texas as a tropical depression. That is going to combine with that cold front, that's a real deal cold front, and bring the risk for some flooding, especially west of San Antonio. Let's take a look at that FUTURECAST. Again, this is Wednesday night into Thursday morning. Heavy tropical rains that we usually don't see in October going to be moving through the Edwards Plateau and the Hill Country overnight Wednesday into Thursday morning, and then moving through San Antonio by Thursday morning as well. And then as Pamela moves off to the east, we'll see our rain chances come to an end by Thursday afternoon. Still though, from the potential for rain tomorrow night and especially Wednesday into Thursday, there is the possibility for up to 6 inches of rainfall across the Edwards Plateau and parts of the Hill Country. Less rainfall over San Antonio, about 1 to 2 inches of rain, but that's still enough to cause some issues. And if this shifts slightly to the east, then we'd really be looking at some pretty big flooding issues for the metro area. Still, we'll be monitoring this because there could be some flash flooding, again, mainly west of I-35. So let's walk you through the forecast again. Tomorrow, humid with that damp morning commute, then a small chance for storms overnight Tuesday into Wednesday, and then especially Wednesday night into Thursday. And then that cold front will arrive on Friday, and this is the taste of fall we've been looking forward to. Over the weekend, some morning lows will be in the 40s, especially in the higher elevations and up in the Hill Country, and our afternoon highs in the 70s with low humidity. So let's just get through this risk for flash flooding Wednesday night into Thursday, and then it's smooth sailing after that.
Yeah, a lot to keep track of this week. Thank you, Sarah.
All right, Myra, Greg, my friends, you can't spell undefeateds without UTSA.
Yes, it's true. And in this particular case, after their first ever 6-0 start, can they keep the ball rolling with Rice coming up next? We will find out. And what a week this has been for Frank Harris, their star quarterback. We'll talk about that when we come back. And the Astros fall, but not without some controversy. Coming up. UTSA Roadrunners now 6-0 to start the season for the first time in school history, and quarterback Frank Harris has been named the Conference USA Offensive Player of the Week. It's after he threw for a career-high 349 yards, another school record 6 touchdowns, while catching another for 7 total on the night in the 52-46 victory over Western Kentucky in Bowling Green.
Frank has continued to get better. He understands the offense more and more each week. We've been together 22 months. Bailey's been running his offense for 4 years. So it just takes time.
The Roadrunners, who are now in first place in the West with a 2-0 Conference USA record, will host 2-3 Rice this Saturday at 5 in the Alamo Dome on homecoming weekend. The Fighting Texas Aggies are coming off their biggest win in the Jimbo Fisher era, and they did it on his 56th birthday when they handed #1 ranked Alabama their first loss since 2019 and their first loss at Kyle Field since the Aggies joined the SEC in 2012. Aggies quarterback Zach Calzada had the best game of his season since taking over for the injured Haynes King. He threw for 285 yards or 3 touchdowns and included a 25-yarder with 3 minutes to go to put the Aggies in position for the win. Seth Small kicks the game winner with no time on the clock to beat Bama 41-38, backing up their coach's summer promise to beat Nick Saban, Saban's first assistant to ever do that.
It was inevitable somebody was going to do it in time. So, hey, it happened to be us. That's great. But that doesn't mean anything to me because that's not a goal that I'm trying to talk about or do. I want our organization, our program to do well. That's the only thing I care about.
All right, next up, Missouri on the road Saturday at 11 a.m. How the Aggies respond to the biggest upset win of the season is one thing. More importantly, though, how did the Texas Longhorns respond to their 55-48 loss to OU in the Red River rivalry after being up by 28-7? Casey Thompson was having one heck of a day in the Cotton Bowl. 388 yards, 5 touchdowns, no interceptions. It all changed when OU coach Lincoln Riley decided to bench starter Spencer Rattler in favor of freshman Caleb Williams. Didn't take long for him to make an impact with a 66-yard touchdown run in the second quarter and then 2 touchdown passes, the second to tie the game at 41-all. It was Kenny Brooks' 33-yard breakaway touchdown with 3 seconds left proved to be the game winner. Now they have to put that behind them to host undefeated at number 12 Oklahoma State Saturday at 11 a.m.
I kind of like these challenges, quite frankly. You know, I think that this is when you learn a lot about ourselves. I talked about our mettle would be tested this week. I think the best way to deal with these types of things is to address them head on. Be honest, be upfront. Here's what we need to fix. And I commended the guys for the way they came out and played in the first half. I really did. I thought we played an excellent first half of football. So we're capable. Now it's about our ability to sustain and then excel at those critical moments.
All right, Sarkisian also revealed that former Cuero standout, now UT junior wide receiver Jordan Whittington, will miss significant time after having surgery today for a clavicle injury. The White Sox were able to rally to take Game 3 last night. The Astros were able to tie the game up at 6-all. Alex Bregman delivered this RBI single to score Jose Altuve in the top of the fourth. But the White Sox blew it open in the bottom of the fourth, but not without controversy. Catcher Yasmani Grandal appeared to push out his shoulder on the throw from first baseman Yuli Gurriel to catcher Martin Maldonado to disrupt the play at the plate. You be the judge. Louis Robert was safe. The umps ruling Grandal did nothing wrong. The White Sox going to win it 12-6. Houston still has a 2-1 lead in the ALDS. But as a former catcher, yes, that was interference. I actually saw him throw the shoulder out a little bit, I thought. Didn't you?
It's all part of the game.
Yeah,
right?
Thanks. Big sleeves, got it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, 2 perspectives. Okay, we'll be right back. A travel nightmare for tens of thousands of passengers after Southwest canceled as much as 30% of its scheduled flights on Sunday alone. As we told you, that led to disruptions coast to coast right here in San Antonio on a busy holiday weekend. Isabel Rosales has the latest on that travel chaos and takes a look at what that could mean for the busy travel months ahead.
Stranded and frustrated.
Just really anxious to get home now.
Thousands of Southwest customers left in limbo over the weekend. The world's largest low-cost carrier canceling more than 2,000 flights from Friday through Sunday.
Best thing to do was just to drive.
Southwest travel chaos continues this holiday Monday, canceling 1 of every 10 flights so far, according to FlightAware.
Southwest, it seems, had more or less a perfect storm.
The airline blames the network meltdown on air traffic control problems, limited staffing, and bad weather.
Air travel is so complicated that if one piece falls in the wrong place, it can throw the whole system off.
In a statement, the Federal Aviation Administration said there have been no traffic control staffing issues since Friday. But airline expert David Slotnick says the confluence of issues Southwest experienced Friday snowballed over the weekend.
Aircraft and crews were just out of place, so it just led to this cascade of delays that just got worse.
It's been a tough year for the airline, reporting the greatest percentage of canceled flights out of any of the nation's 4 major airlines in June and July, according to flight tracking service Cirium. But similar problems can impact any airline.
I think this is just a particularly bad example and bad time right now, but again, people have had these issues on Delta, United, American.
With the busy holiday travel season ahead, Southwest says it is considering cutting down on its fall flight schedule. I'm Isabel Rosales reporting.
Into other news around America, drug maker Merck looking for emergency use authorizations for its COVID-19 treatment from the Food and Drug Administration. The antiviral capsule is called molnupiravir. Merck says the treatment can reduce the risk of hospitalization or death from COVID by about 50%. That number comes from a study involving 700 patients. After a month of treatment, just more than 7% of the people receiving the drug were hospitalized. More than 14% of those receiving a placebo were hospitalized or died. Merck has already sold 1.7 million treatment courses to the U.S. government and promised to offer it at lower prices to other governments.
With the deadline approaching on the Pentagon's vaccine mandate, there are still a lot of members of the military that are unvaccinated. Hundreds of thousands of them, according to the Washington Post. In Sunday's edition, the paper showed the rate of COVID-19 vaccination among the armed services varies a great deal. Vaccine compliance in the active duty Navy is an impressive 90%, but for the Marine Corps, it's 72%. Both have a November 28th deadline. The lowest overall rates of vaccination are in the Army Reserve and Army National Guard, both around 40%. Pentagon officials say they are confident that most service members will carry out their order to get the shot.
There's a new security team at the San Antonio International Airport. Sally the canine and her handler Daryl Hagan, the first ever TSA explosive detection canine team assigned there. Alicia Barrera shows us more about the duo and the added layer of security they're providing for travelers.
Although the National TSA Canine Training Center is housed in San Antonio at JBSA Lackland, the San Antonio Airport hadn't had a canine team assigned specifically to them until recently.
Travelers may have noticed a canine and handler making their rounds throughout the airport. But first, Daryl Hagan makes a daily trip to a coffee shop for Sally's Pup Cup. Sally's job requires a high level of concentration and physical activity in order to provide peace of mind to passengers and employees at the San Antonio International Airport. According to TSA, the main role of canines like Sally is to help prevent any kind of terrorist attack by detecting bombs, bomb-making equipment, or any type of explosive devices on airplanes or any mass transportation site in general.
We spend 24 hours a day together. She lives at the house. She's part of the family. She gets along with both of our pets that we have at the house. She goes to work. She loves to come to work. She will screen passengers and what we call the vapor wake. As the passengers pass us, she searches behind them. They will leave a vapor trail for her to go into and find the odors that she's trained on.
Currently, no explosives have been detected, as Sally and Hagan have 30 days to get used to their new environment and will later undergo an assessment for certification. TSA says Sally will soon have more canines joining her at the airport to train and get certified to protect our airports. Alicia Barrera, KSAT 12 News.
This year marks the first time a U.S. president has officially recognized Indigenous Peoples Day, and a local university held an event to celebrate Indigenous heritage and the diversity that's in our community. It was a celebration of culture and existence of Indigenous people at Our Lady of the Lake University this afternoon. There was traditional music, dances, storytelling, and food representing the cultures of Indigenous people. With President Biden proclaiming today as Indigenous Peoples Day, some believe that shows progress.
I think that it shows an evolution, right, in our thinking about what it means to be a settler colonial nation, and also, bringing to light the fact that we have this broad diversity of Indigenous people that we're still here.
This is a day to reclaim our dignity as human beings.
The American Indian.
People from Honduras, Mexico, and those from Native communities right here attended today's event.
And we do have some construction tonight, even though it was Indigenous Peoples Day or Columbus Day. And that includes here on the north side on Loop 1604. That is between 281 and Stone Oak, some alternating lane closures. They're doing some signage installation there. starting at 9, running till 5 o'clock. Also, that 1604 construction resumed last night is going to resume tonight as well between Bandera and I-10. Let's get to some current incidents. We told you in the last half hour there was a crash there, 281 at Hildebrand. Again, this was a separate one. That is cleared, but you're still seeing some residual slowdowns there on 281. Also, 35 continues to be an issue this evening coming out of New Braunfels. 40 minutes now between New Braunfels and Loop 410, only 24 minutes going the other way. Had a crash there at Wheatner Road earlier, still seeing some delays there. Also some delays. Hopefully this gets better soon, but we're still seeing some major slowdowns on I-10 westbound at Loop 410. And we'll take another look at this time here. If you're coming from downtown to Bernie, 40 minutes still, only 25 the other way. Then once you get inside, 1604, still 27 minutes from downtown to Loop 410. That is improving. It's about 32 minutes the last half hour, but hopefully that does clear up soon. And finally, a stalled vehicle here. This is a 37 at Cesar Chavez. That car looks to be cleared, so hopefully this gets cleared too. So just watch out for that. It's a minor issue in the grand scheme of things compared to what we're seeing on I-10 this evening, guys.
What a weird day at 281 in Hildebrand. They have a semi that rolls over and crashes, shuts down the southbound lanes till about noon. Now another accident there today.
Yeah, and really weather not a huge factor at this point for anything that's happening out on the roads, but it could be later on in the week, Sarah.
Yeah, and it's kind of fascinating meteorologically about why we're going to have a significant chance for heavy rain this week. It all has to do with the tropics, and we're not talking about the Gulf of Mexico. In fact, in the eastern Pacific right now, there's Tropical Storm Pamela with winds of 70 miles per hour. It's about to become a hurricane, and it's expected to make landfall in western Mexico as a major Category 3 hurricane. But here's the thing, it's going to have enough speed to maintain that center of low and actually be a tropical depression as it moves through south central Texas. This is going to bring a very high risk for flooding Wednesday night into Thursday, especially west of I-35, but that does include the San Antonio metro area. So what's up with the weather? Well, we're going to talk about a damp morning commute tomorrow, with that flooding risk later this week. And then a legitimate cold front is going to arrive soon. It'll be too legit to quit and bring us some nice cool mornings and comfortable afternoons for the weekend. Your forecast after the break.
McDonald's kicking off a week of free breakfast for school teachers and staff. They'll receive hash browns and one of 3 sandwiches plus a free drink.
They just have to show their work ID. The promotion lasts all week long. Teachers, administrators, school staff are eligible for the thank you meals. They'd probably be happy about that, then they'd make them happy meals. Yeah.
I see that.
The burger chain ran a similar promotion last year for healthcare workers and first responders. Thank you meals.
Thank you, Happy Meals. All right, so let's talk about this legit weather that we're going to have this week. There's going to be a lot going on, Sarah.
Yeah, I don't think I've used the word legit in a while here, but I think it's...
Have you used the words too legit to quit in a while?
No.
Okay.
That's a Hot Rod reference, the
Yeah.
movie Hot Rod, if you didn't know. All
I
right.
was thinking it was more an MC Hammer reference.
Yeah.
MC Spivey.
That's
MC
true.
Spivey. I like
All
that.
right, I like that. Okay, well, yeah, we do have a good cold front headed our way before the weekend, but until then, we are going to have to deal with the risk for some flooding rains. And in fact, this week is going to be filled with the chance for rainfall, even starting with tomorrow. There's going to be some light rain for your morning commute. But as you can see in this graphic here, the real best chance for rain for all of the KSAT 12 viewing area is going to be Wednesday night into Thursday morning. And at that time, we're really concerned about heavy rain as a risk. In fact, some areas could see half a foot of rainfall in the KSAT 12 viewing area. So we've got a lot to unpack in this forecast. Let's start with the day today, how it stacked up. Well, we had a really beautiful day because of a cold front that moved through overnight. It brought some rain to areas north of Highway 90, and even at the airport clocked in more than an inch of rainfall at the official rain gauge there at the San Antonio International Airport. That ushered in some drier, cooler air. We got down to 60 degrees this morning and only got up to 83 for the high. It's still beautiful outside right now with temperatures falling into the 70s, and we will, however, see increasing clouds so that by midnight it should be fairly cloudy. It'll be muggy, and temperatures will bottom out right near 71 before warming up actually in the overnight hours because of increasing humidity. Sun is setting right now as we speak, and official sunsets at 7:08. All right, yeah, outside it feels great out there right now with dew points in the 40s, nice, dry, and pleasant, but very quickly we see this Gulf of Mexico moisture return by tomorrow morning. Not only are you going to feel the humidity, but you're going to see it too by the start of the day tomorrow, because again, there will be some areas of drizzle and light rain early tomorrow morning. So for the morning commute, as kids head back to school, just know that you might need to give yourself a little bit of extra time to get to where you're going because it will be damp in some places. But tomorrow's going to be relatively uneventful other than that light morning rain. There's a chance for isolated showers and storms during the day, but tomorrow night is when we'll have to start to be on alert weather-wise because there is likely going to be a complex of storms developing out near the Rio Grande. This is, again, Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, tomorrow night into Wednesday morning. And that complex is going to try to hold on as it moves east, and it could bring some rumbles of thunder and some moderate rain to the San Antonio area by the start of the day Wednesday. And even though that could drop some good rainfall across areas west of San Antonio, it's not really going to be the risk for flooding that we're going to be watching for. That's going to come again Wednesday night into Thursday morning, and I'll talk about that in just a bit. Tomorrow, again, a cloudy start with a damp commute in places, isolated showers and storms, 88 for the high, but very muggy. South winds will be breezy, 10 to 20, gusting up to 25 miles per hour. Look at the snowfall across parts of Nevada and Idaho and even into Wyoming. This is a potent trough of low pressure that in and of itself would be bringing us a decent chance for rain. It's going to be bringing us the cold front, but you combine this with Tropical Storm Pamela, which is bringing rich Pacific moisture our way. This is why we're concerned about the risk for flooding. Pamela will likely strengthen into a major hurricane before making landfall at some point on Wednesday in western Mexico. It's going to hold on past the mountainous terrain of Mexico as an organized tropical depression. It'll weaken definitely before moving into south central Texas, but it's going to be slinging that moisture our way. That's going to be combining with the lift from that cold front. And so look what happens Wednesday night into Thursday morning. Heavy rainfall for the Edwards Plateau and the Hill Country Wednesday night into Thursday morning. And that could even be moving into the San Antonio area. The Hill Country could be getting a lot of rain as well. We're talking up to half a foot of rainfall in areas in the Hill Country and the Edwards Plateau. And if this shifts a little bit further to the east in San Antonio, we could really be running the risk of some major flooding issues as well. Even without it moving to the east, we're still potentially going to get 1 to 2 inches of rain in the metro area, and that could lead to some flooding in spots as well. So the night to be on alert, especially, is Wednesday night through Thursday. We're going to have updates on the KSAT Weather Authority app. We can come live straight to your phone if we need to. But then there's good news in the horizon too. We have that front moving through, and that's what's going to set up really nice weather this weekend. Morning lows in places will be in the 40s by Sunday morning, with afternoons in the 70s and plenty of sunshine. That's like legit front I was talking about.
Yeah, look at that weekend.
Nice.
70s, 50s in the morning.
I know. It times out nicely. Thank you, Sarah.
Then we'll be complaining it's too cold.
Of course.
No,
we won't?
No.
Okay, I take that back. In case you missed it, coming up next. Here's today's ICYMI.
Good morning, everybody. It is Monday, October 11th.
This area is shut down all because of what is happening here on the main lanes. There was an 18-wheeler, a big rig, that appears to have somehow turned around going the wrong way. Looks like it crashed into the wall perhaps, and then the back end of that whole trailer just came apart.
San Antonio police say a suspect walked into an apartment unit here at the Reserve Pecan Valley and shot a man and a woman inside a bathroom. When the suspect suspect was leaving the apartment. They say he shot another person, then took off. Police say they have a person in custody in a separate part of the complex, and they're not sure what, if any, relation this individual has to this shooting.
Information now on a shooting involving a Seguin police officer. Charges against that suspect, 56-year-old Rodney Juarez, now upgraded. Juarez, who was initially facing 3 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, now faces charges of attempted capital murder on a police officer, attempted capital murder, and attempted murder. The shooting happened during a domestic disturbance call early Sunday morning in the 600 block of Rosemary. Investigators believe Sergeant Bradley Flippin was shot by Juarez, was injured in his arms, neck, and head. This year marks the first time a U.S. president has officially recognized Indigenous Peoples Day, and celebrations held across the nation, including right here in San Antonio.
Luisana says she's thankful for events like these.
It's definitely a way to recognize all the progress that is made and all the contributions that Native Americans make to our daily lives.
Things getting a lot better on I-10 approaching Loop 410 westbound. Still seeing some slowdowns immediately, but that sort of 3-mile backup we had all the way back to Hildebrand, that is improved. And you'll see that here quickly with the travel time, 38 minutes still to Bernie, but only 24 minutes now between 6 and 4 in downtown. A big improvement. Also, 35 still watching some issues between New Braunfels and 410, especially around Loop 1604, Sarah.
Thanks, Samuel. Yeah, tomorrow morning for the morning commute, it may be a bit damp because of light rain and drizzle, but generally our best chance for rain this week is going to be Wednesday night into Thursday, when heavy rain is possible from a combination of a cold front headed our way and Tropical Storm Pamela in the Pacific. That cold front that we're speaking of is going to make things feel extra nice and super fallish this weekend. Mornings cool, afternoons comfortable.
All right, thanks, Sarah. And thanks for watching the news.
See you back here on the Night Beat at 10.